Hey, if you like some of my NBA discussions here, make sure to subscribe to my other channel, which is original NBA content, which I post every week about different NBA topics. And yeah, it's a new channel, so make sure to support it. And yeah, hope you enjoy.
Hi, my name is Lyric, and today we're reacting to a video by the man, the myth, the legend, Jonny Arnett, which is it really world champions? Referring to the NBA, when, I forgot who was his exact name, an Olympic athlete. He made this very controversial statement where he said that the NBA is not really the world champions. You know, he was like world champion of what? The United States, and people have had big debates about this on whether the NBA champion is the world champion. Before we get started, I want to give my opinion on this before I see anything he's gonna say in the video. My opinion is yes, the NBA champion is the world champion. The reason is because yes, it is the National Basketball Association, but that's just where the teams are. The players are all of the best players in the world. World champion doesn't have to mean a country, because country is like, political and stuff, and like, culture and stuff. That has nothing to do with basketball, It doesn't have to be a country winning to be world champions. It just has to be that the players are able to come from everywhere around the world, which they are. The NBA has all of the best players in the entire world. It just happens that they all play in the United States and one in Canada, right? And they all compete to win the one championship. All the best players in the world compete to win the one championship. And so I view that as the world championship. That's the reason. If Jokic, Giannis, Embiid, Luka weren't playing in the NBA, and it was just the American players, even if it was still the best league in the world and they won the championship, no, I wouldn't consider that the world championship. But because it has all the best players in the world all trying to win a championship, I do consider it the world championship, even if the teams are just in the United States. I feel this statement really dumb that people say that's not world champion because all the teams are in the United States. It's kind of like, in my opinion, it's kind of like saying the World Cup was not the World Championships because all the games were in Qatar. Well, no, that's dumb. Because all the best players in the world still, they're just playing in one place. It's kind of like in the NBA. It's all the best basketball players in the world, they're all just playing in the United States. That's my opinion. Let's see what Jonny Arnett's opinion is of it. Go subscribe to my original NBA channel. First link in the description. Listen to my voice. And also go to watch the original video. Obviously, the second link in the description. Go give Jonny Arnett some love. One of the best NBA YouTubers out there. Let's begin. Classic intro, classic intro.
I can't believe I'm making a video about this. Honestly, I think this is one of the dumbest and inconsequential conversations we've had in sports in a long time.
Hey man, it's the middle of the off season, man. We do not have a lot to talk about, man.
Regardless, many people have been asking me
Noah
in the
Lyles, that's who it
comments
was.
and on my social media pages for my opinion on the matter. Now, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, let me quickly get you up to speed. Noah Lyles is a professional sprinter for the US, who is now currently the fastest man in the world. Nobody has broken Usain Bolt's legendary record.
Wow, that's actually insane.
15 years ago. But as for the athletes who are currently competing, Noah is the best of the best. Recently,
Damn,
he won
I
the
didn't know
gold
that about
medal and was crowned as world champion. But that's not the reason why everyone is talking about him in basketball circles. In a press conference, Noah shares some seemingly random thoughts on another sports league. Take a listen.
The thing that hurts me the most is that I have to watch the NBA Finals and they have world champion on their head. World champion of what? The United States? Don't get me wrong.
So you're saying Jokic, who's from Serbia, won the championship of just the United States, and Giannis from Greece won the championship of just the United States, Dirk Nowitzki from Germany? Like, it makes no sense.
I love the U.S. at times, but that ain't the world. That is not the world. We are the world. We have almost every country out here fighting, thriving, putting on their flag to show that.
Why does it have to be a country specifically you're representing? I don't understand. Why can't it just be a team, a basketball team? What does countries have anything to do with basketball? It makes no sense.
There ain't no flags in the NBA.
Well, yeah, it's not a political thing. You're not fighting for your country. You're fighting for your basketball team, bro.
Some people are hating on Noah for even saying this, and some people love him for it. Regardless on your opinion of his statement, he might just be a genius who is playing 4D chess, because his statement brought tons of attention to the world of track and field, and he's now a name and face that many people
it's
are
true.
aware of.
It's true.
They like
You got
him,
a lot of
but
attention.
never had a clue he even existed if he never made these comments. Now here's the thing. These comments from Noah basically started the goofiest war of semantics on the internet. A lot of NBA
Right.
players took offense to his comments, while some foreigners could see where he was coming from and appreciated his comments. Now, first and foremost, I freaking love my country, and yes, I do believe it's the greatest country in the world, and anyone that wants to fight me on that can stick it. Hoorah! But with that being said,
USA,
I'm not
USA.
the most arrogant American ever, who tells everyone in every single topic that it's my way or the highway. If I'm in a conversation with some foreigners and they want to refer to this specific game on screen as football, then I'm not going to get on my high horse and quote correct them by calling it soccer.
I call
And nearly everyone-
soccer football. I call it football because that's what everyone else calls it except for America. But America doesn't really give that much of a shit about football, so I just call it football when I'm referring to it.
world, people refer to it as football. So I can
Right.
then refer to our version of football as American football or as the NFL, as a
Right.
way of
That's
showing
what I
them
do.
respect. Like I said, I love my country and I'm a proud American, but I'm also not looking to convince the rest of the world that we're the best in the world at everything that's ever happened.
I'm not saying that the United States is just because you're the best in the United States, it means you're the best in the world. Because Nikola Jokic is the best player in the world right now. He's not. He's from Serbia. Second best player in the world is Giannis Antetokounmpo from Greece.
In all of human history.
So that's what I'm saying
like
with my
some
argument here.
Americans do. Part of me feels like this aspect is an underlying driving force in this argument. Some Americans want to take the highest level of credit possible by calling it world champions, while foreigners are annoyed by the American elitism and prefer a more humble approach.
It could be in any, but I think the teams could be in any country, and I'd still call it the world champion because all the best players in the world. I don't really give a shit about the United States. Not gonna lie to you.
Now, there's two sides to the argument
Like,
that
I
both
don't-
make sense. On one hand, you have the argument in favor of the world champion tag.
Right.
More than ever before, the NBA is seen as a global brand, as the best players in the world have come together to compete in the United States. Therefore, the argument is that if the world's best players are represented in this league, then the champion would naturally be the champions of the world. There's also
Makes
the angle
sense,
that no
yeah.
other country's team could beat the Denver Nuggets. Thus, they
Right.
stand alone at the top of the world. Although I think that is a safe assumption, that is still an assumption. Now, on the other hand, there are those who don't think it should be called world champions, because teams are not representing their countries, but rather U.S. cities.
I don't understand the country argument
In the
at all.
NBA, Giannis is not playing for Greece. He's playing for Milwaukee. Luka Doncic is not playing for Slovenia. He's playing for Dallas. And Nikola Jokic is not playing for Serbia. He's playing for Denver. Americans taking credit as world champions when a literal Serbian is the finals MVP seems a little arrogant and ridiculous to many foreigners. I think this whole conversation is kind of
But I can see I see mainly the place where the team plays, not like they're representing. Like Jokic is not representing Denver; he's representing the Nuggets. The Nuggets just happen to play in Denver, and because that's where they play, that's where you support. Like Luka Doncic is not representing Dallas; he's representing the Mavericks. But because I live near Dallas, I support the Mavericks because that's where they play. Does that make sense? I don't say LA has won 17 championships. No, I say the Lakers have won 17 championships, you know? I don't know. It's obviously all dumb semantics, but I really like getting into stupid arguments like this, especially when I think there's clearly a right answer.
and there's certainly more interesting topics to discuss within the world of basketball. But if you really want to know where I stand on the matter, I do agree with Noah Lyles, in the sense that calling NBA champions world champions is a little ridiculous. I think his delivery is a little weird, him bringing it up is incredibly random, and him claiming that it, quote, hurts him is a little melodramatic to say the least. Have a Flintstones vitamin and cheer up, Buttercup. I think you'll be
All
just
right.
fine. Regardless of the somewhat cringy delivery, the man's got a point. As I
Very
always
cringy
thought
delivery, to
it
be
was
fair.
weird when people refer to the NBA champions as world champions. I mean, for goodness sake, the league itself is called the National Basketball.
Oh my god, I already explained this already. It's just called national because where the teams play, not where the players are from. Where the players are from, who's allowed to play in the league is way more important than where the teams play.
Association.
Guys.
National, as in the nation, meaning the United States of America, not the world. Until you change the name of the league altogether, it's a losing argument.
No, but it makes no sense because that's just where the teams play. That's not where all the players are from. Oh my god.
The answer to the
Johnny, this is an L. I can't lie to you. This is a big fat
is
L.
literally built into the name of the league itself. Now, sure, you could make the point that the best team in the world is in the NBA, but that's subject to change. The NBA owns their league, but they don't own the game of basketball as a whole.
But they kinda do, because everyone wants to play in the NBA. I mean, there's no way any EuroLeague team is gonna be better than the damn Denver Nuggets, and then not have a majority of their players make the NBA.
It's not like they have an exclusive patent on all forms of quality basketball. And what this means is that other leagues can rise up and compete against the NBA.
Yeah, but none of them come remotely close, and no players are striving to get to the EuroLeague instead of the NBA.
If there ever comes a point where a foreign country has a league that's competitive to the NBA, do we then stop calling NBA winners world champions? Or
yes,
it doesn't remain that way because that's the way it's always been. It's shaky ground. And giving an NBA team that title
it's not at all.
That might make sense in the moment, but that likely won't always be the case.
I don't see that being the case though, because the NBA is such a dominant league. Like, I don't think any other league comes close. I don't think there's ever going to be a point anywhere near the near future anyway where people are going to be striving to play in the EuroLeague. You know, like to play in I don't know, any fucking other basketball league. The fucking Chinese basketball. I don't think anyone's going to be gonna be striving to play in the Chinese basketball league compared to the NBA anytime soon. So I don't see how that makes any sense, personally.
Especially when you consider how quickly the rest of the world is rapidly improving in the sport. The funny thing is that we already have a format where different countries compete against one another for the title of the best in the world. It's not this league, but this one. The FIBA game.
Yeah, but I don't understand why the countries thing is so important. I just don't understand that. I don't see why where you're from should determine who is the world champion instead of just like a basketball team,
And the Olympic Games meet all of the qualifications for a team to be honored as world champions, where players are actually representing their countries.
I don't understand why world champion has to represent the country. It makes no sense.
What's even funnier is that the US is already the defending champions of the World Games, at least in terms of the Olympics. So it's hilarious to see so many Americans arguing that the NBA champs should be considered as world champs.
But I'm not arguing it because I'm American. Because Jokic is not even from America.
But
oh my god.
The US is already world champs.
Makes
in a
no
league
sense.
Where countries actually compete. No matter how you slice it, the most impressive accomplishment in the game of basketball is without question the NBA championship.
Right.
It doesn't have to be seen as a global accomplishment for it to be recognized as the pinnacle of basketball achievements. With that being said, I wouldn't say it's the league that determines the world champions. We already have that. It's simply the league that determines the NBA champions, which means way more in the grand scheme of basketball history anyway. Now you might look at this video and say to yourself, who cares what some dumb YouTuber says compared to what the NBA players say? But the thing is, several legendary basketball minds have agreed with my conclusion. One of those was the all-time great head coach, Greg Popovich. Back in 2010, Coach Pop said this: "There are no world champions in the NBA, so anybody that has a flag up that says world champions is not correct. It's not appropriate. The world champions, I believe, are the Spanish team right now. USA is the Olympic champion. The Lakers are the NBA champion. It doesn't make sense for an NBA team to call themselves world champions. I don't remember anybody playing outside of our borders to get that tag.
So you don't remember playing anybody outside the borders to get the tag? You don't remember playing any foreign player to get the championship? Okay.
There's a team in Canada, that's true.
Why do you have to play outside the borders? Why can't it just be the players from outside the borders? That makes no
The world's
sense.
bigger than North America. Recently, Shaquille O'Neal echoed the thoughts of Greg Popovich, which means a lot coming from a man who had 4 championships of his own. At the end of the day, this is truly the corniest, goofiest, and the most unnecessary
It's true, but I'm very
basketball
passionate about it,
debate
okay?
that I've ever seen. I kind of just want to get a good idea on where the majority of my audience stands. So let me know in the comments below. Are you on Team World Champions or Team NBA Champions? I look forward.
Alright, so that's it for that video. Yeah, put your stance in the comment section below, because I'm oddly passionate about my argument here, which is different than Arnett's. But yeah, go subscribe to my original NBA channel. Go to Jonny Arnett's original video. Like the video if you want more NBA videos like this. And subscribe to get notifications for the next time I upload. For all the times I upload this, because I'm uploading fuck tons of videos. So, yeah. Bye.